So, Aries, as we start out the beginning of the month, the sun is in Aries. It is Aries season, so the sun, or this vitality, this life force, is in your first house, your house of self and identity. On April 1st, Mercury is already there in Aries, but on April 1st, on April Fool's Day, Mercury goes retrograde. So that means that it looks like it's going backwards in the sky from our perspective here on Earth, but it actually isn't moving backwards. However, the energy in astrology is that of reevaluation, revisiting, reassessing some of the themes that Mercury may have been touching on while it's been in your first house. So specifically for you, Aries rising, this is prompting a period of introspection and reevaluation of your personal goals, as well as your communication style or how you speak to others. This can lead to potential insights in some really serious self-discovery and how you show up as your authentic self. Now, just a few days later, on April 4th, Venus, or the Empress, also moves into this Aries party here in your first house. So this is also heightening this period of focusing on self-expression and your personal identity, but Venus brings with it heightened confidence, and it makes you have this magnetic allure, especially in your personal relationships and in the way you appear to others. Maybe you're changing up the way you look, maybe you're showing up as just a whole new person, a new you. Now on April 8th, just a few days after this, the moon will have made its way also into this Aries party. And when the sun and the moon come together in the same sign, this is a new moon. New moons bring a time of fresh starts and new beginnings. So for you, Aries rising, this new moon in your first house, bringing the sun's vitality and the moon's emotions together, can spark a sense of emotions related to your self-identity. This can also bring drive for your self-expression and make you a lot more assertive in expressing yourself authentically. Now, to harness this new moon energy to your benefit, this is a good time to really work on channeling your energy towards bold intentions, making new projects or new initiatives with people, and embracing things that will help you to experience self-discovery and ultimately grow in who you are as an individual. Now, Aries, there is a lot going on in this first house for you, so you really are experiencing a lot of this maybe identity crisis, maybe just figuring out who you are. Maybe you've already gone through the crisis, or maybe this is just beginning for you. But the theme of April, for the most part for you, as long as there's all this Aries energy, is going to be about identity. So, that said, on the 9th of the month, on the 19th of the month, the sun will be moving on into Taurus, which is your second house, Aries. Now, when the sun brings that vital energy to your second house, this is illuminating themes of stability and self-worth and material security. This is prompting you to focus on cultivating tangible resources for yourself and finding comfort in some of the more simple pleasures in life. So really work on saving money, being more frugal and more aware of how much money you spend, and try finding ways to get pleasure, to find leisure and pleasure and joy out of things that maybe aren't putting too much damage to your bank account. Now, on April 23rd, the moon, or the high priestess, will have moved all the way across to Scorpio. Scorpio is the opposite of Taurus. So you have the second house and the 8th house both being illuminated during this full moon. And a full moon brings tension, or the energies of two opposing parts of your life are pulling apart as opposed to harmonizing. So during this full moon for you, Aries rising, this is suggesting that there is a bit of tension between stability, your ability to provide for yourself, and transformation, deep soul transformation regarding your finances, especially how they relate with shared finances or shared resources. So this is urging you to find balance between your desire for security and your need for some maybe deeper, more psychological introspection of yourself and how you relate to your resources. So to harness this full moon energy, the intensity of a full moon, this is when these energies are at their height and they're pulling apart like a tug of war or like a rubber band. So this is a good time for you to take advantage of focusing on aligning your material goals with your innermost desires, Aries rising. This is a good time for you to embrace opportunities for profound self-discovery and empowerment in these financial matters. So maybe you need to speak with a financial counselor or even a therapist to help you understand your relationship to money and why you may be self-sabotaging or why you may have problems with holding on to your money or whatever the issue may be for you. This full moon energy on the 23rd is very much about finances and emotions around those finances. So prepare for that, Aries rising, if that's not something that you already have on your radar. Now, moving on the 25th of April, Mercury will go direct. It's still in Aries, it's still in your first house, but it's no longer in retrograde motion. So as this energy now moves forward again, it's sort of pushing out of the gate again, this brings a period of assertive communication, and now you have more clarity in your personal expression because you've spent the time during this retrograde reevaluating how you communicate with others, how you express yourself to others. So this Mercury retrograde and now going direct is the catalyst for some very deep self-discovery and new beginnings on how you show up in the world, Aries. As we get towards the end of the month, Venus, the Empress, moves on into Taurus in the second house. Venus rules Taurus as well as the second house. So Venus is coming home. This energy is amplified. It is comfortable. It's flowing. It doesn't have the obstacles that it might have if it was in, say, an opposing house. So with Venus coming home to Taurus, to your second house, this is bringing a period of increased focus on your pleasure, on your material comforts, and on financial stability in your personal values and your personal resources. So how much money do you need to feel worthy, to feel successful, and to feel comfortable? What do your surroundings need to be like to make you feel comfortable? Taurus is all about pleasure and comfort. So anytime anything moves through your Taurus house, which for you, Aries, is your second house, it highlights this need for pleasure and comfort. And then just the very next day, Mars moves into Aries. Mars is the Tower. This energy is raw power and force. So Mars moving into this first house, into Aries. Mars is also coming home. Mars rules Aries and it rules the first house. So again, we have amplified energy, and what Mars does is it plugs you in. It boosts your energy. It electrifies the situation. So Mars coming into this first house is really igniting this surge of dynamic energy and assertive nature, or your natural assertive nature as an Aries. When it comes to you and how you express yourself, this is about taking bold actions and making new beginnings in your personal identity and in your outward expression. So Aries, I've said it over and over again, it's time for a new you. It's time for you to step out of your shell. It's time for you to show up as who you've always wanted to be, who you feel you are authentically. This is your sign from the universe that all the planets in direct motion, except for that brief minute when Mercury is in retrograde, all planets are saying go, do it, be yourself, shine, show up as who you want to be. Okay, Aries, I hope that helps you. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye.